We are live.
Nice. I'm going to lower that a bit. Nice thing about having the camera on the monitor, I just move the monitor and everything's better.
It's just going to go ahead and I got to share a couple links.
Yeah, I'm back to updating again.
Yay!
Well, it's like I also want to desperately get some of this stuff off my floor around the desk with my mom coming over tomorrow. It's like,
yeah,
first time in 16 months or whatever. It's like, boy. I mean, not a lot has changed. Should probably shave too.
Yeah, that's what my wife, she mentioned too. She's like, holy crap, your beard grew back fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, what did I just do? Wasn't looking. Twitter has the worst interface. And because they don't have a return button, you accidentally end up hitting like the delete button all the time. Oh, see? Or the hashtag button. It's horrible.
You just up and delete your whole post you've been working on, kind of.
Yep. Well, because I take the same thing and post it across all my socials, but for some things I edit it slightly to make it fit, and it's like,
oh yeah.
Like Twitter's got a limited number of characters, so I can't put it all in there, so I put the most important stuff.
No.
Geez, I wore the wrong color shirt tonight. You put that bright red on. Like, damn.
Let's do this. Some Ninja Turtle lime green. Ew, no.
Oh, Chantel. So there's the group of guys that I've been hanging with on Wednesdays. We're trying to get a meetup. Well, they were trying to get a meetup Saturday at the Brick Shack in Grimsby.
Yeah.
For, I don't know, 1 o'clock-ish. And it's a great plan and stuff. It's just, it's not a short haul for me to go there and back. And usually when I make those trips, I plan multiple purchases and like to make it worth the trip.
What would it be, a couple hour drive one way, or?
It's like, well, it's an easy 1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour there, 1 hour back. And it's like, but the thing is, I want to go to the toy show on Sunday, which is pretty much the same distance practically. Yeah. And it's like, I really, really want to go to the toy show a lot more than just another Lego store.
Yeah.
Because the Lego store, you go in, you buy the one thing, you go out. It's like, I'm not entertained after that. The toys shows generally are very entertaining.
Oh, yeah. You'll at least get a few hours of entertainment out of it.
Yeah, a few people like Chantal, she just says like she's going to miss it. I think she doesn't realize it's Saturday. I think she's misunderstood the conversation. Like people maybe she thinks it's already happened. Because it's right in her neck of the woods. Like she could practically walk there. But the other guys are handling the conversation right now.
Let me try. See if this backfires.
You trying to figure out a way to make that wire work? What?
Yeah, I'll never reach. Oh, is it bad now when I do that?
Well, basically, I hear everything come back. And because of my hearing, I get it really loud.
How's that?
Testing 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. It's more tolerable.
I just turned the volume down to see.
I don't know if the world hears it echoed back like I do, but
What was it like? Because I didn't really change much. I didn't change anything from last night. I didn't think.
it could just be the volume of whatever you're listening with. Is generally why they tell you to put on headphones when you start it.
Hey, Mr. Blue.
Oh, there he is.
Can you hear us, Mr. Blue?
Good evening, Mr. Blue. Oh, you got to wait 2 more weeks to get your hearing aids? Whoops.
Be the longest 2 weeks of his life.
Or the most peaceful.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing I was thinking of.
If my hearing ever degenerates beyond the point it's at now, it's like I'll be forced to wear them, and it's like,
yeah,
it'd be kind of cool to be able to turn the hearing off. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm already kind of nervous about it because I know mine's been getting worse more and more. If there's background noise, I have a heck of a time.
Now,
Like
see,
we got my manager's office, and then there's a sliding window. We usually leave it open so he can communicate back and forth. But right outside that window is our printer, our invoice printer. So it's constantly on and off, and it's noisy. So it sits there and it'll fire up. Usually it takes about 5 or 10 seconds. It'll print out, but then it'll run for like 45 seconds before it goes back asleep. So if he's saying something to me, I'm kind of leaning over the printer with my head through the window. I'm trying to hear. If I don't stick my head through the window, I can't hear him.
Oh, you see, I was right. Chantal thought she had missed it already.
Oh.
So there's a potential. I'm probably gonna miss it though.
Over 100 degrees.
Fahrenheit.
Over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Well, it's going to be 34 to 36 degrees Celsius Saturday and Sunday. I think that's over 100 as well. And we're supposed to go to the zoo Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah?
That's the plan. So I think I'll be getting everyone up bright and early, getting the heck out of the house.
It was 29 degrees here, but the car, when I left work at 4:30, said it was 33, so I'm trusting the car because it was miserable at work.
We actually we're all over the map today. 20 degrees.
Wow!
It was almost cool to the point. Like, actually, a guy I went to high school with, him and his family were at the zoo today, and I saw pictures, and they were wearing sweaters.
Oh, nice.
We won't be wearing sweaters on Saturday.
Hey, Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Thanks, man.
You could probably drop a share in the AFOL's crazy group.
What's that?
You could drop a share in the AFOL's crazy group.
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I shared it to that one, ours, and is that Lego Lounge? Lego Lounge?
Yeah, I forget to post some of my stuff there just because I forget what they do and don't allow, like, because I don't just have the Lego.
Right, yeah.
Because some groups are super sensitive.
Well, that's like, I joined, oh God, what's his name now? Guy has that Lego Star Wars Collectors Canada group.
Oh, Joseph's group.
Joseph. And because then I saw Jazz posted a link to one of his videos. Oh, perfect. So that's why I posted one. It took like 2 days and they accepted it. And then I tried to do my next one. And then bang, next thing you know, he's like, no links to videos and blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't want you posting videos when, like, he kind of gave up posting his own videos because no one was watching.
Yeah.
He got real prissy about that. It's like, okay, well, you rub people the wrong way and you just sit there and get drunk on screen. It wasn't the Lego content that the Lego people wanted to see.
Yeah.
He's got an impressive
and you're not
Star
wrong
Wars.
on that.
Yeah.
Like I sat in on a couple of his things and like, yeah, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Belching out loud on screen. And
well, I mean, it happens, but I try not to, and I try and hit mute when I think it's coming.
Well, he's purposely doing it. He's just getting schmammered on screen.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea. Nothing against them or anything. Just not for me.
No, the young whippersnappers will do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, trying to take pictures here. Oh, I'm making some progress on this stuff.
Gladys Knight and the Pips. Okay. You got me there. I'm not familiar.
CDs. Wow.
Yeah, I haven't bought a CD in 12 years, probably.
I mean, and I think the last time I did it was probably an accident. Like, it was probably not even intentional. I got to make a decision. Am I going to get any more of that G.I. Joe wave? There's probably 4 sets that are left.
Oh, those just those small little packs.
Yeah, like this is one of the bigger ones here, and actually this is one of the ones that doesn't outright suck when I look at it.
Yeah.
The Cobra Hiss tank. And then and then the Sky Striker, which you would think would be one of the biggest sets, right?
Yeah.
Nope. I mean, box wise it is, but it's a cruddy little jet. That's the closest thing to buyer's remorse I've had in a long time. Just because the focus was on the beautiful original style artwork.
Yeah.
And the original eBay listings were not great photography wise. But oops. Oh, what am I doing?
Stream earlier. I go to bed at 10. Yeah, but I go to bed around 10 as well. Or I usually try to.
I'm actually the fortunate one here because technically no work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't have to get up till Monday. But I still have had a hard time trying to stream it all on Thursdays in the last year. It's just getting harder and harder. Sign I'm getting older. I wonder. I'm just looking at the age of my original Warthog set compared to the sets I bought Friday. Yeah, they're really different. Just the date codes, though. But remember how I said I had 2 sets originally before I started bulk buying?
Yeah.
Wow, look at the room that clears up.
You can start to see white on your desk.
Oh, no. No. We're not there yet. But pulling out that one set helps a little. Don't know if I'm going to waste the time to update the photography. I mean, I already have this one in the collection. Maybe just add the one photo.
You can definitely tell some of these parts that I got are used. You know how when you press them together, you can tell a used part. It kind of just the way it kind of creaks.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Hey, buddy, you going to bed?
No.
Okay. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
That's part of this.
And this is.
This.
It's like. What's that? Here?
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure.
Here.
Maybe. Not yet.
Oh.
Oh.
Right there.
Well, that's this.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you, buddy. Can you close the door, bud? Please. Right, buddy.
Now I gotta find Warthog Rally. Yeah, I did put it in there. Wow. So when I put it in there, I still had the old shelves. Where's the camera here? I can see the pull drawers.
Oh, right.
Maybe I will update it for photography. Because I do prefer the all white. Wow, August of last year. That's incredible. That's why these things are clearanced out. It's almost a full year.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey.
Yeah, that's rough, Mr. Blue. I kind of, this last year has been rough just for the simple fact I know my parents aren't getting younger. I haven't really been able to see everyone as much as I would like.
Well, I did my best to avoid my mom.
Well, yeah, same. Which made it rough with the kids, because if anything come up, if we needed help, we were kind of more or less on our own in that regard. Then,
Yeah.
we didn't want to put our parents at risk either. So, bit of an echo. Crap.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If I'm hearing it, they're hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Whenever you set up your cell phone to record, always check your lens.
Yeah.
I always got my lens cleaner handy too. This one bottle probably lasts me years. And it's usually the safest thing, safest stuff to clean anything with. Usually when I'm taking the pictures, I just hold my thumb, get the autofocus, and then I move it up to change the exposure a bit.
Yeah.
So I can make any visible line, so where my desk meets that back plane, and it makes a line that usually seems to be halfway through the photo. Well, I make it disappear completely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Photoshop
it's,
it out kind of thing.
yeah, except I'm doing it in camera, so I don't have to mess around with it much after. I used to Photoshop it out completely. Problem is, if you go too bright, like I got a more significant shadow on one side, but I set up a couple of lights now that I can just move around, see if I can more directly remove shadows that way. Because if you can do it in camera, definitely saves you some grief. Problem is, my lights are very harsh.
Yeah, they're
I
like
can
my daylight
can-
or whatever. Right?
Yeah, I can dumb them down, but I mean, and sometimes turning them off is better, and then seeing what happens when I do that.
Happy days, gunship is here. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, the gunship box is huge. I mean, for a lot of people, that's going to be the biggest box they've touched. That is so hard. Oh, man. Yeah, see, that washes it out. Well, it's not bad. And of course, I told you before, this actual surface, which, I got quite intentionally so it'd be easy to see and all that, is not a great photography surface in the sense that it's too shiny.
Oh yeah.
It's not that I have a flash issue, but all light is bouncing around and it washes everything out. Excuse me. So, lights off is that way. I'll turn them back on. Take another shot. Just bounce this around a bit. For some reason, Amazon split my order in half. Got the Spinjitzu burst sets today. Talk about super fast shipping. What day did they ship it?
This ASL shipping has been pretty quick. Is that how your stuff is coming there, Jacob?
So I took 2 photos. Funny, the one without the extra lights turned on is actually more washed out. So I'm keeping the other one. And now I don't need 6 or 7 boxes on the desk. Yeah, it's too bad I can't flip these today and make that money today. If only it was that easy. Although some try. I've already seen 2 Kijiji ads that popped up since I bought these. It's like, you're kidding, guys. You really doing that right now? And then Dan Branco said I think I got that right. He's the new moderator I brought in for the Mega Group. He said that at least locally for him in his local WalMarts, the some of these deals have definitely dried up or weren't there at all.
Oh, right.
So I went and checked, and I actually checked Canada wide. So that's 429 stores. That took about 10 minutes. Came back actually for, let's see, this set here. This one that was $5 and it's $16.97 full price. Quebec's got it for 2 cents.
No.
One of the stores, and they got a bucket load of them. Yeah. So I posted that. I actually added 15 Walmarts across Canada that have it between 2 cents and $9.
Does that Jonathan Jones? He's in Quebec, isn't he? Is he make it?
I just don't know how close that store is to him. But there was at least one QC. Look, yeah, the 2 cent one was in Quebec.
I saw somebody posted.
There was a $5 one out your way, but you're not into that. And actually, I'll tell you the truth, the Mongoose is kind of the crappiest of the sets.
Yeah.
But that's, $5 instead of 16. That's not the Banshee deal, which is actually a very nice Banshee, and I think a lot of people would suggest it's the best one. The figures have improved so much too. So if you're just into the figures, and so many of these guys are just like Lego, right? They collect the figures and then they do whatever with these parts, and it's like, I don't know, some very unique parts. Like I see a lot of potential with mocking with them, but I don't have this big stash of Mega Bloks parts. So you'd have to you have to be like that guy. What's his name? Something 117 on YouTube. He builds the most incredible Mega Bloks mocks with mega parts. And it's like he just buys everything up, everything he can get his hands on. Let's see, I decided I'm going to do new photography. It's like, oh man, I hate it when I think I got a new scratch.
1 year. 117 Legion?
That's it. That's got to be it.
I see him, he's usually on the Hive, in the chat on the Hive stream.
Oh, no, wait. I don't know if that's the guy. Might be a different guy. I'd have to check out my subs and see. But the guy, like, he built his own dropship mock, and the thing was just crazy huge. And it's not like the new one isn't big. By the way, I noticed it went up in price. It's back up to $200, I think, on Amazon. I never had any interest in it. Not really. I mean, I didn't mind posting the deals on it, but it's like people get the wrong idea now that, I like all the Halo stuff. No, it's still just the Warthogs.
Yeah.
But this other stuff was so cheap that this is going to subsidize my other habits. So
yeah.
And honestly, I only needed the one because, of course, I'm the Warthog guy, so I got to have the one. But what I'm going to sorry about that. I'm going to keep the worst one. This one was actually, I mean, it's not horrible, but if you look, like, it's crushed. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, you can see the.
So this is the one I'll build because everything else is beautiful. Actually, wow, this box is really beat up. And this is the one that came from the States. It was a canceled order, and they honored the cancel. And it's like, hey, it showed up a week later. Sweet.
Yeah.
It's tough, though. I don't do well with pre-orders. I just don't. And it's not just Amazon either. Like, that this was, like, I think either the biggest toy store or Toy Whiz. I can't remember which, but
yeah,
I have problems with all of them. It just doesn't pan out for me too often.
I I had pre-ordered a couple of the Bad Batch Black Series figures on Amazon,
Oh,
and these are the ones I already have now. But I had them pre-ordered, and like they were on pre-order for like 2 months, and it went past the date. It said they would ship by nothing,
yeah.
and it went about a week. It was about a week past, and then I looked, and I went on EB Games, and they're in our local store in town. I was like, okay. I went ahead that night. I like ordered them online, sent the orders through for in-store pickup, and then just canceled the Amazon orders.
Oh, yeah. I just remember all that shenanigans I dealt with that UCS Iron Man set. And actually, that was half your fault, I think, when you pointed out the cheaper deal or something, and I had already ordered it. And it's like, oh, geez, it was and I was already getting a good deal, and it's like going with whichever. I don't even remember the order anymore, but going with the other one would make it cheaper, and I had to cancel one, and yeah.
I hope everyone's getting a good chuckle of watching me try and reach and grab parts.
So I'm not looking up nearly enough, so I'm not getting entertained by that.
I got ones on the far side of the bed. Like this last one, I had to go like this.
So you'll be moving some more stuff around the room
I
by
think so.
next
I'm
week.
gonna try and squeeze it a little farther this way.
I think you and me got the same problem. We both need a Bluetooth headset for our live streams.
Yeah. Well, and that's actually I was thinking the same thing. Just even for so because I don't have Bluetooth in my truck, and I thought, you know what, I should just get either that or get surely headphones or earbuds. Bye, Mr. Blue.
Take it easy, Blue.
Um, yeah, earbuds or headphones for just if I want to listen to stuff in the truck because I get sick of listening to the radio.
Oh yeah, I can't be bothered. The only use I have for the radio is for weather. And come on, if we're in the car, we have our phone now, so I'm not getting my weather from the radio.
Yeah, I could easily. Well, and I'm just soon. I'll put on a I don't know, just not a vlog. What do you call it? Or whatever. Just listen to something,
I
or
mean,
just freaking put. Yeah.
I kind of wish I still had Sirius, but I don't miss it, really.
I had it for the trial when I bought the truck, and I just let it go. It was for the amount I'm in the truck. It's not worth it
Yeah.
because like I got my 15-minute drive to work and 15-minute drive home. Like,
Well, the actually, I think right about now they're probably doing their 1 or 2 weeks free deal again.
see, yeah, when I canceled it, it's like totally wiped it from my truck, so I don't even get to. I can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't even like go to that area on my radio. It's just gone.
That's weird. So
Yeah,
in
because I
the
know the car
2015
works.
RAV, yeah, in the 2015 RAV, because I had the Sirius receiver in it, you know, every 6 months they would do the 1 or 2 weeks free, trying to get me to listen to it, and I
Yeah,
did. Howard Stern and whatever, I loved it, but not enough for us to pay the 15 a month for it. And sure enough, it was usually during travels when I would make use of it, so it was
oh yeah.
great. So I do think it's a good service, but on top of everything else we pay for, it's hard to justify another $15.
Well, yeah, and all the especially all the CDs, streaming services. Yeah,
That's
you start
funny.
to log in.
You definitely hollowed out as you walked away.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder. Oh, so you don't have a microphone in that headset, right? That's just earphones, right?
Yeah, it's just headphones.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walked away from your mic. Okay. That's why. I was wondering, like, well, how come? Yeah. Well, see, that's where this comes in kind of cool. That's a gaming gaming headset. And
yeah.
actually, it's only $30. It's not bad. It's not the best audio quality, but it's hard to commit to something that's more expensive when you don't know if it's really going to work. But I think I'm at a point where I should be investing in something better.
Jacob's asking about the coins. They last I was at a Lego store, that was like before August 1st, so they didn't have anything. I didn't get nothing for what I spent there.
And I just stopped going to the Lego store. Everyone
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, can you get me coins and stuff?" And I'm honestly not chasing them at all. I got the Lego logo coin. I got the space coins, 3 of them. That was nice. But I got no interest in these Morrow coins, and it's too bad because I know I could be making mad money. Everyone wants them. Everybody. Some of the Lego stores won't give them to you unless you bring a kid with you.
Yeah, I heard that in Winnipeg.
It's supposed to be a promotion for the kids, and it's like, of course, it pisses off, all the adults spending hundreds of dollars. Like, you won't give me this stupid coin. I would not want to be a Lego employee and have to deal with everyone who's hunting all the garbage out there, and especially when most of them just want to flip it. I think that's the worst. As I sit here and take pictures of my many, many, many copies of sets on dirt cheap discount that no one knew was on discount before I cleared the shelves in Walmart after Walmart. I told you I stopped reporting on that kind of stuff because everyone's just such an a-hole about it. Well, why didn't you leave us some? The truth is I did leave some. I didn't completely clear out everything. In fact, one store still has like 4 of these things. Actually, my closest store still has 4 of these. But the problem is, and the other thing is, can you go to the store and buy it for me? Oh, and ship it to me. Oh.
Yeah.
I really only do that for my good friends and close friends.
Well, I'm hoping that certain Black Series figure, they at a few stores in Winnipeg, Walmart said they had like 6 of them. So fingers crossed.
I did search. I didn't see any of it out here, and all I see is the online third party, which is really ripping people off. Like, hundreds, and like, are you kidding? But if he leaves it up long enough, someone at some point will be dumb and give him that money.
I even went as far as I figured, you know what? I'm going to check with Brad. And I got his postal code and I checked, and there was one store, it was 30 clicks. I'm like, how far a drive would this store be? And he's like, oh, it'd be a good hour. I was like, don't worry about it. Wow. I thought if it's somewhere close to you. So I was like, I'll pay a premium to.
Well, wait a second. Where was the store? Where was the store?
Oh,
do you remember?
Not offhand, no.
Oh.
I could check later off stream. I can, because I've still got. It'll be in our chat. I could check again.
Okay, actually, I'll tell you how far Brad is from me. Yeah. Okay, now Google says it's 1 hour drive. What's the K? Will that tell me? I guess
that's just that. With you out there, like, really, a lot of these places aren't that far, but it's all the freaking traffic takes it forever, eh?
Yeah, 115K between me and Brad.
Okay, that'd be like driving here to Portage.
So and if there's no traffic, the God honest truth, that's still an hour and a half drive.
Yeah.
Between me and him. And it's a nice drive. Actually, and the one it's showing me now is the best one. For a couple of years, I've been taking what is honestly the worst route to his place, even though it's the shortest. And it's the one that the GPS would recommend. But 2 trips back, we just tripped over this other route, and it turns out, oh my God, it's just so much easier for navigation. I just got to tell the GPS to ignore the other route.
Right.
Because one route takes us along the lake, and while that can be scenic, I've seen it a million times living here, so I don't need to see it anymore. And that takes you like past the Ford plant. Well, the Ford plant's like a city on its own. They
Yeah.
employ, I think, 15,000 people per shift. So it's really bad at certain times of the day to drive by that place. And it's like, and they got parking on both sides of the highway. So they got the plant on one side. I can't remember which side. We'll say the south side. That makes sense, closer to the water. And then they got parking on the other, and then they got some sort of walkover bridge over the highway. That's how big this place is.
Yeah.
15,000. It might even be more. Oh, what if? I haven't watched any of it.
I watched it last night.
I still need to finish watching whatever's available for MODOK. And I'm still one episode at least on Bad Batch. But the show's, it does not suck me in. Maybe the newest one. Everyone says, "Oh, you got to watch the newest one." All right, well, I will. But that show does not suck me in like Clone Wars did.
The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
See, now I'm really enjoying Bad Batch.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's. It doesn't. See, MODOK doesn't interest me anymore.
Yeah, I didn't even get through a full episode. I had to shut
really?
off. Yeah,
the first 3 sucked me in pretty good, but now it's like, oh, okay, and I get it. Seth Green stuff. I mean, I'm used to his stuff, Robot Chicken and all that.
Well, yeah, it reminded me of that, but even like those like the Star Wars clips on Robot Chicken, I think are hilarious.
Oh yeah,
but I didn't get into it.
I'm convinced that if he chose a different subject matter other than MODOK, I don't know what, but just any other Marvel character, good guy, bad guy, whatever, I don't know. I just think it'd be better. I would love to see the behind the scenes on that and see why did they choose MODOK.
Yeah.
Because even when I was a kid, in the 1980s, when I saw his appearances in some of the comic books, like nothing about MODOK interested me. Oh, MODOK's not new.
Oh, see, and I've never heard of him before, so. But I was never, other than.
I'm pretty sure I saw him in my Avengers,
comics,
and maybe Fantastic Fours, maybe, but just never. I mean, to me, he definitely wasn't on the level like Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom could be in any comic book, and he was a really good bad guy.
Right.
But yeah, MODOK, I don't know. This big head built into a metal chair, like he's got such a big brain. Actually, he's a very, very old character because Steve Ditko, I think, created him. Probably with Stan Lee. So, like, this is a really, like, golden age kind of character. So, which is probably why it is somewhat popular, because you got fans older than me who are just going gaga over MODOK. I can't believe it. This is so cool. Even though I don't think there was any references to MODOK having a wife and family in the comic books, but hey, we all got to have a life, I guess. But I just love that we're in an age where, and a company like Disney's willing to try some of this stuff, because Disney used to have the stuffiest image, and now they're starting to relax a little bit.
Yeah, sort of more of adult themed stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, they picked up that Star and stuff like that.
Trying to correct some of the shadows in these photos. Eesh.
This was a hard to get part too.
Let's see what you got. Really? And in what color is that?
in
Is it the gray?
light bluish gray.
Light bluish gray.
Again, it was used in UCS ATST and the
Yes, for
Mandalorian Speeder
used for the feet.
and this one.
By the way, that piece is horrible. It does not have great clutch, especially the underside. Because I've used the white version of that for one of my mocks, because I end up with like 200 or 300 of them.
Yeah.
You know the Australian or Sydney Music Hall?
Yeah.
Set. So I end up buying what is the equivalent, I guess, to about 3/4 of that set.
Oh.
Just it was dirt cheap for the parts.
Yeah.
The guy's daughter ruined the set and basically put it in a washing machine
Oh.
which basically melted. Yeah, it melted like 4 bags of some of the other colors.
Oh, really?
I said, well, let me see what you got. And so he showed me everything else, and I bought everything else just because I thought, oh, this is interesting. The price was really good. And because back then I was buying a lot of bulk when I could get good deals on it. But yeah, that part is not great for mocking with. Like it's a nice shape, but when you want clutch to hold something together, that piece is not the one that's going to do it for you.
Where?
My favorite Robot Chicken Star Wars clip is the clip called Clone Curiosity. I like when he did the movie, what, Blue Harvest or whatever.
Oh, the Family Guy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That's a Family Guy movie.
Yeah.
I liked the. I just saw. I don't think I saw the whole episode. It was the one where Darth Vader's on the escalator and the stormtroopers are going by, and he's like, they're like Lord Vader, and he's like, stormtrooper, stormtrooper, stormtrooper. Where? I think I should have maybe bagged this into the bag.
Oh,
Oh. It's like, where did I put? Oh, there they are.
you can't find the key part.
Well, yeah, just my eyes are scanning the bed's got 2/3 of the bed's got parts across it, so I just pick them back and forth.
Uh,
My eyes don't necessarily pick it up, especially a dark comforter with dark parts, darkish parts.
shoot. One of the problems with the Mega Block sets, I like to take pictures of the bottom. Well, the bottom is where the date codes are.
Oh, yeah.
And if I mean, okay, in this case, I clearly got enough crap that if I wanted to hit it up, I could just fix it from another box. But Mega is really good about fixing stuff, but you need the date code. You do need the date code from the packaging. I mean, you could probably cry about it and they'll hook
Hey,
you up.
Jacob. Bricks Toys in the house.
That can't be real. He can't be awake.
Yes, I saw that, Jazz. I appreciate that. Yeah, I saw you sent me the tracking.
Oh, yeah, don't tell us what it is. There's a haul review or something coming. Take it easy, Jacob.
How's How's the Lego camp coming? Looks like you've had lots of kids anyway.
He's only lost one.
That's a 98% survival rate. It's not bad. Okay.
His Lego camp review on Yelp. 98% survival rate. I'm sorry. Last day tomorrow. Kind of makes sense. I mean, a lot of parents are trying to figure out what to do with their kids for the last 2 weeks because they want to have some time before school starts again.
Well, that's just it. Like I actually stopped, had a little bit of a break today, and got thinking. I was like, oh wow, like it's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah. That's right around. He is coming. Contrast. Oh man, some photos you just can't save sometimes. And of course, when you're monkeying around with photos, they look really different blown up and then shrunk down as a thumbnail.
Yeah.
And sometimes one is great and the other's not desirable. It's like, oh, I gotta fix that too. It's like,
Well, there's the end of bag 2. That went actually a lot faster than I expected. But I
okay.
think that's just kind of connects to the engine by the looks of it. Not really recognizable yet.
Yeah, some builds are weird like that, and you going and going. It's like, come on, I want to see something.
Yeah. Well, and like even this bag 3, it looks like I just build like there's about 5 separate little builds that don't even attach yet. I'm just going to end up with a bunch of stuff on the table here. By the looks of it.
It's funny what the camera can see. I see a shadow, but then, once the camera's done and pre and post processing, it's like, oh, it kind of looks dirty. It's like, that ain't right. I'm looking like, no, it's clean. That's another reason I'm like, oh, I got to edit that out. That just looks nasty.
Yeah. Let's see. Second time around, I should know where all the parts are this time. Shouldn't be quite as bad. So it looks like I build the same piece again. Plus a bunch of other stuff.
I discovered a weird bug. Do you use Google Photos at all to archive photos from your phone or something?
No.
I mean, a lot of people have Google Docs, Google this, Google that. I resisted it for a long time, but a while ago I realized, no, it's amazing just because it'll save high quality versions of your photography. Pretty much endless supply of space as long as you don't throw movies in there. The problem is when you create albums with it, and if you use it on the phone and on the desktop, which I do, sometimes there's this weird dumb bug where, so I'll create an album. It's got, say, the 6 photos of the box, right? 1 for each side of the box.
Yeah.
And then I save it with a nice name that makes sense. And then I'll go back to it half a day later to check out and say, oh, it's made another album, but it says untitled. Same photos usually. And it's like, oh, and I've made the mistake in the past of, oh, delete that untitled photo album. Don't do it. Because yes, it's a duplicate copy of your first one, but it's going to use the same source. So if you delete one, it deletes both, or at least it has for me. So it's like, oh. So I've waited for 24 hours, and earlier when I got home, actually when you told me what you wanted to do tonight, I said, oh, I'm going to check out, let's see, did it go away? And it's like, no, I got 4 albums sitting there with untitled. They're duplicate albums.
Yeah.
So I turned the phone completely off, which I rarely do. And then turned it back on, and then went into the photos, and they were still there, the Google Photos. But then I closed that app, opened the app again, and then I watched them one by one disappear. It's like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
So I did find a way to clear it up without screwing up the work I've already done. But it's really cool because with Google Photos, so you take all the pictures on your phone in my case, right? And then I create an album in Google Photos, and now a copy of them will end up there. And then you could add basically all the information I have in Snups, I copy into that. It's now it's not as pretty as a backup. And so I do love it for that. And then I can share the link to that. So that's why I brought it into this whole flow of work that I do with this stuff. But it's really slick because, of course, you can look at it on your computer and mess around with it. And given that it's out there in the cloud on Google, if you have other things that will use any Google service, well, it'll automatically see that stuff.
Right.
So if you use Blogger for blogging, not many people do anymore, but it'll grab the photos, it'll grab your YouTube links because of course YouTube is Google. But yeah, it's like being in the Apple ecosystem. I gotta admit, being in the Google ecosystem, that works pretty cool too, where everything just works together pretty seamlessly.
Right. Well, I deleted a whole bunch of stuff off my phone here a couple days ago, so I still had like the video files that I had sitting there, and then I like upload them to YouTube and stuff. So I was like, well, they're on YouTube. I don't need them on my phone anymore, and had all like my thumbnails and this and that. It's like, wow, it's funny how quickly that stuff adds up.
Oh yeah.
Between that and photos and stuff, screenshots, because I use my phone for work when I was like, holy crap, I got a lot of stuff here.
Well, it's not, and it's not just your final photos and not just your final videos. If you're using an iPhone and if you're using iMovie, well, the project files, they take up space too.
Yeah.
And it's just something else. And every once in a while, you got to take a look in general settings, whatever it is for file management or something.
Yeah.
And even if you've deleted stuff, well, okay, that's 30 days. It's going to sit there in its hidden deleted state.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you need to recover space, and I find like, okay, so this is 256 gigs. If I get to a point where there's only about 50 left, using iMovie is trash. Because even if my source file is small, only 2 or 3 gigs, and I have 50 left, I think, oh, it's great. Honestly, if I get to a point where I'm using, 80% of my phone, it's trash. So like at any one point, I have about 100 gigs free on this phone.
So with the iMovie, does it just start getting slow?
Well, it's not just iMovie. It could be any number of apps.
Quality.
Well, the thing is, so a lot of these apps, they duplicate in memory your project file. So let's say you did a long stream, you end up with a 4 gig file as your raw file. You bring that into iMovie, consider that doubled right off the top. Yeah. And then if you start doing any of the shenanigans I do with speeding up and slowing down, the project file gets really big real fast. And then when it's trying to export it, it seems to double it again, writes out your file, and then will delete some of its scratch space that it's used.
Yeah.
But as long as you haven't deleted the project file, that's still eating up space. Your final video is eating up space. Any source videos you had, that's eating up space. It's so easy to take a 4 gig file and end up eating 100 gigs on a phone,
Yeah.
depending on what you've been doing with it for the last couple of days.
Well, and actually, you know what? And I hadn't even thought of that. I need to go into iMovie and
Oh, and
empty
it's worse
that
for
out.
me because it's not just iMovie, because I'll use, instead of using iCloud to move stuff around, I'll just use VLC, which is a video player slash networking app that I've been using, 10, 15, 20 years. It's open source. And it's really fast at sending stuff on my home network from my phone to the computer and vice versa. A lot faster than iCloud, for sure. Anything anything you send through Apple can be pretty slow, unfortunately. But yeah, I love VLC, but that's another place where, okay, so now it's occupying space there too. It's like, and then iCloud. Well, guess what? A copy of iCloud is your files icon on your phone. So if you're using that to move stuff from the computer to the phone and back, now you've doubled up your space there too. It's real fast and easy to blow away space on your phone.
Well, I use iMovie, and then I've been using that InShot app to do my thumbnails. So
It's a great little app. It really is.
So I'll need to go into both those and delete everything. I never even thought of it, so yeah, that might be something to do tomorrow, or if I'm bored in the hotel room on Saturday night.
I mean, I'm glad I have 256 gigs total. At least that gives me some breathing room. But I can't imagine people who've been, maybe they got old phones, so they got 16 gigs, or
well,
they got 30 or 32 gigs, like my wife's got.
Seeing this phone I've got here is 30. No, what is it? 64.
64.
I have 64. My old one only had 16.
Yes.
I used to have to. There was
my
kind of a
iPhone 4 had 32, I think, and I thought that was amazing, and it turned out to never be enough.
Well, on my iPhone 5, I was always running into problems where, like, I would delete stuff, and I don't know, it was just that you couldn't free up the memory completely. Like, there would always be, I don't know why, but there was a hack you could do to free up memory and not, like, delete stuff. And you would go in to iTunes and you try to download a movie or rent it or whatever and download the file, but this is before you've paid for it or whatever.
Okay.
But because the files that you pick something like Lord of the Rings Two Towers, and that file is like gigantic. So obviously it's way more than what your phone can handle.
Sure.
And you try it. It would throw up a message saying you don't have enough space in your phone. So you close out of it, and then you go back into your settings to your storage, and all of a sudden you had more storage. And you could keep going back and doing that over and over and over again until it wouldn't free up anymore, but you may free up a couple gigs of memory.
Yeah.
Just doing that. And I did that so many times. Like, I had that iPhone 5 for, I bet you, 6-7 years.
On the iPhone 4, there was a hideous bug that was really bad, and it got to a point where some people would just reset their phone. And the problem was, when you would do system updates, a lot of the updates, it was a lot slower back then, and if it crashed out, you would normally just restart it and finish it, and you'd be happy.
Yeah.
Every time it crashed out, it never deleted that, and there was no easy way to do it. And unless you were rooting or hacking up your phone, you didn't have the low-level access to clean it up yourself. So eventually, every update, if you found that this was a repetitive problem, you were finding, I'm losing a half gig every time there's an update. And you get to a point, so if you had a 16 or 32 gig phone, 6 to 10 months later, Jesus, what's happened? Because, the Apple updates are pretty frequent.
Yeah.
Your phone's filling up. It's like, I'm not taking a lot of pictures. I don't do a lot of games. What's going on?
Yeah.
And of course, what you're seeing is, and all you could see is the system space is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And most people back then weren't even using the full functionality of the phone to see what was going on. They're just using iTunes on the PC, which was horrible, of course.
Yeah.
And then you just see that silly colored line, like you got your books, your music, your games, or whatever, and you couldn't tell what was going on, but the system space was getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And in the end, the only way to fix it was to reset your phone. I mean, now, of course, there's lots of, I mean, it doesn't get that bad now anyway, but, and there are
So
definitely methods to get around it, but
you reset your phone like basically
all the clear everything. Yeah.
Everything's gone.
Yeah. But if you were backing up with iTunes or whatever, then you would just say restore and then spend another hour while it's restoring back from the computer to your phone. But I mean, I can't remember the last time I used actual iTunes to back up. I mean, I use the cloud, but I'm really fearful of the day when I do have to get the new iPhone.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to trust whatever is in the cloud. Because I don't know.
I've never used the cloud.
I do, but not like actively like I used to. I'm just using it to move files back and forth sometimes, but yeah, I pay for enough storage that I got like my wife's and my daughter's supposedly backed up too, and I see that it is, but until you actually try and restore from it, I don't know how easy it's going to be. I know before when you hook up a phone to a laptop, I'm reasonably sure I know what I'm doing. I've done it enough times, but yeah, to do it from Apple servers and hope that it was all good, that's going to be something.
I got my new phone, that was a bit of a chore because I had like 230 contacts or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't doing any like don't download or use the cloud, whatever. I entered them one by one into my new phone, which actually wasn't a bad idea because like literally that was contacts that I've entered over the last, and most 75% to 80% were work contacts. But it was good to go through because there's ones that
like, you didn't need anymore.
Like seriously, like people had passed away, this and that. Like, I guess I don't need the number in the phone anymore. So
yeah,
literally, and that's crazy. Over 7 years, like I bet you I deleted 10 contacts. People have passed away.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I delete nothing. It's pretty much even my personal contact. I've got in my phone probably a dozen times because, of course, this iPhone 7 is carrying everything from my iPhone 4 days, my iPhone 5 days. So yeah. It's just got everything in there.
You know, what really gets to me is, and a couple times I go into my Facebook Messenger and scroll down, and actually I get into conversations with one of my best buddies from high school, which he passed away. What year is that? He's been gone a few years now. But yeah, it just like hits me right in the feels when you go back and like, oh, okay. And then we kind of had a falling out, and he stopped talking to me. And honestly, I have no idea why. I have an idea, but I can't say for sure. But I think it was his wife. But
oh, really?
He quit.
Nope.
It was shortly after Nathan was born. They quit talking to us, and yeah, just
so it's Nathan's fault.
Yeah, blame him. Way to go, kiddo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, partly I'm to blame too, because like the last year when he was sick and stuff, and I saw him. No, I didn't see him. Didn't get to see him. I went to the hospital when I first found out he had cancer, and missed him. He had left. found out that morning that he was diagnosed like 2 days earlier. I left work early, went to the hospital, and he was gone. He'd been discharged.
Wow. That fast.
So I was like, okay. So time goes on, and then they had a fundraiser back home for him, and had full intentions of going.
Yeah.
And this still pissed me off to this day. Tried switching with at the time my present coworkers, and nobody would switch. I was on call.
Oh.
Nobody would switch with me. I missed it, and that was in the fall, and shortly after the year he passed away, and never did see him. So I'll have to live with that. But
man, that sucks.
yeah, that pissed me off. Nobody would switch with me. So, and I made it very clear at the time that I was all sorts of upset about it.
Yeah.
But now I don't go out of my way if people want to. And it's funny, a lot of people, they'll don't take into account, like, we set our schedule way in advance. Like in January, February, it's made of like November, so you know when you work, when you don't. So my wife and I, we plan our year with our two schedules.
Yeah.
And like I'll book my holidays on weeks I'm not on call, whatever. And then other people are due, and then they're like, "Hey, can we switch this weekend? Switch that weekend?" I'm like, "No, sorry, can't."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I said, we've got plans this weekend because we planned it that way.
This kind of, I kind of played the seniority card a couple weeks ago 2 weeks ago when my wife told me, well, book, because I still got all this time before the end. And it's like, I don't know what to do with it because we really can't go too far. And
yeah,
she goes, okay, well, the end of August. Okay, well, the end of August, well, that bumps up against Labor Day. Well, everyone wants to pad Labor Day to have even more time off.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies at work, I'm always, because I got the seniority, like literally I've been there 3 times as long.
Yeah.
And he wants to take, XYZ day off. Like usually it's a Thursday because of our 4-day work week. And he wants to take the Thursday off, which is technically our Friday. And I go, yeah, no problem. Take it. I'll be here, because they don't want him and me, or me and my other buddy off. Like
they don't want you both gone and same. It's
really bad.
They want one of the old guys there.
He doesn't have the experience that I've got, but he definitely knows the job. And hands down, he's good at it. Good enough at it.
Well, as I say, he can work his way through the work.
So the boss one day had sent him to me. We'll go make sure Rick's not off. This is what we do for the last 2 years, and he really hates it. And he comes to me and he says, well, blah, 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 I want to do this and that. I go, yeah, no problem. Take it off. I'll be here. Not that I cared one way or the other. That day wasn't anything I was really planning on. I was like, oh, maybe I would, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because, this is another year where I had 16 days and I wasn't concerned. But, and then the other day he goes, oh, I want to do this, this, and this, and this. And I go, well, I think I'm taking it. He goes, well, you can't. I'm going to book it, and I'm going to book it first. I go, you can do whatever you want, but I've been in the company 15 years, so I wish you luck.
Yeah.
And I'm good friends with my current boss, who's been in the company 4 years longer than this kid. And so I go to him. I go to the car on my break, and I go to my wife. Okay, what days? What do we want to do? And she told me, yeah, book this, and then do whatever I want with the rest of my days. I figure, oh, you know what? I'm going to take like what's basically kind of 2 weeks around Labor Day.
Yeah.
And I go to the boss and I go, I got 3 sheets of paper, because I booked it 3 separate ways, so that if they need to say no to something, they could say no to one on the front or one on the back, but the middle one is the important one. And it's also the one that's going to screw my buddies. And
I want these.
So my boss goes,
whatever in between.
Yeah, well, the other ones are flexible. I say, if you can't give me this, that's fine. I don't want to be that prick. Yeah. But then, So I go to the boss. I go, okay, so here's the 3, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, well, he booked it an hour ago. I go, boss, you have been sending him to me so that we could coordinate and book stuff. And I've always been flexible so he could do whatever. He goes, yeah, I know, Rick, blah, blah, blah. He goes,
Yeah.
This stupid kid wanted to step on my toes.
Yeah.
He goes, so you really want to do it? I go, absolutely. He goes, no problem. He signed it, done. Now, of course, what that means is he canceled that guy's, and it's a domino effect. So I killed 2 other guys' vacations too.
Yeah.
So 3 guys hate my guts right now. It's like, you know what? Too bad.
You're so getting your water bottle spit in.
Oh yeah, and of course this is after the water bottle incident. It's like, yeah, no, I make friends everywhere I go. Dude, today was bad. So Canpar, they come in. I got 3 trailers, and the one driver is just being a super weenie. He buzz. I yell so loud. Trust me, you cannot hear me yelling at you, And so he's in the man cage because you can't get into my building, right? But he can hear me. I'll be right there. And then he goes and plays the buzzer game. Really? Less than 2 minutes, I get over there.
Hey,
and then one of my other buddies are there now. And he's actually took it upon himself. He's taking care of some paperwork with the guy. That's great. I go, excuse me, sir. I told you I would be right over. And I had sent the kid over, right?
Yeah.
And in less than 2 minutes, you were taken care of. But you felt a need to play the buzzer game in this building. And we got signage to the effect, like, don't do that.
You're going to sit and wait.
Well, no. I wanted him out. But the thing is, so the kid had the paperwork. I said, let me see the paperwork. I go, sir, you're supposed to sign and print your name. So I gave it back to him because I'm not going to release the trailer, right?
Yeah.
And of course, I'm the top dog on the dock. And it's like, so this guy's, I said, how do you spell your name, sir? And then he walked out all mad because he knows what my next step is. I'm going to go send an email, right? So I go over to the same boss who approved my vacation. I go, listen, this is the second time in a row this guy's played this dick game here. And he goes, okay, Rick, calm down. What's going on? I tell him, okay, yeah, no problem. We're going to send this upstream. This guy won't be on the property again.
Yeah.
He can go drive for Canpar anywhere else he wants. But if I catch him come on my property again, yeah, I'll tie him up all day. No problem. I'll take the paperwork. And I did this to another driver. And I said, you screw around, I'm going to tear up your paperwork. And and I said, guess what? My dispatcher, she don't come back for half an hour. You can go sit now because I can't reproduce this paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm too old and cranky. Don't play that game with me. You're not going to win. You're going to make me have a bad day? No, I'm going to make you have a bad day.
I'm going to sleep a baby.
Yeah, you go tell your dispatcher why you're getting calls. Because no dispatcher wants to hear from a customer, you were a weenie or you were a dick or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to lie or make up anything. Man, could you imagine if I made up some crap?
Yeah.
Oh, he was racist or he said this. Or he made fun of, my agency employee or something, some off the cuff comment or something. Because that's all it would take to get a guy fired these days.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
And yeah, don't come into someone's warehouse and be a dick. You're not on home turf.
Yeah.
And they're upset. See, they're upset with us because the company is switching over to FedEx over Canpar largely.
Right.
Canpar's lost like half the business or something, but they're losing a lot of people's business. They have not grown. And the drivers tell me that, they go, Rick, all our competitors bought new buildings, bought new storage places for trailers. We haven't. We shrunk a little, and our volume was up. So our customers are pissed off because now we're juggling trailers and can't get stuff to and from. I go, yeah, I know, because we lent you some of our trailers, you pricks.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's very common for us to lend it to our carriers, and they get them right back within 24 hours. But yeah,
The
warehousing is fun.
transportation kind of game is
Yeah,
that's a tough one to be in. Like being a business the way we are, like when stuff doesn't come on time or there's a problem, like it's always never like it's always time sensitive. If something's gonna get lost, something's gonna happen. It
yeah,
was something we needed. Like it was supposed to be next day, it needed to be there.
yeah.
If not, it's like my arse is in a sling and the next guy and the next guy.
And it's a race to the bottom because they're all being forced to do it quicker, faster, cheaper. Because the Amazons and the WalMarts of the world, they can pick and choose from most of the couriers. There's some they have to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, like in Canada, same day is a big one because they're the only one coast to coast LTL. Really, I mean, everyone else says they'll do it, but same day is kind of the only one that really does it. And other companies like FedEx will offer the services, but then they subcontract it out, and then it's that much harder to track stuff. And if you got customers' orders, you don't want harder to track.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't know. We handed it off to the last mile carrier. Oh, that's great. Where is it now? Don't know.
Yeah.
When will you tell us? Well, we'll send it upstream and we'll contact that courier. It's like, oh, we don't want to hear that.
Well, and that's where it's tough with us. There's shipments from CNH that we won't be able to really get any solid tracking on it until it crosses the border. So it's just like it could be in limbo for 4 days. It's like, where is this? You're supposed to
Oh,
be here in 4 days, and like it hasn't hit the cross dock in Ontario yet. Like, oh crap! And that's just it. And all CNH is just say, hey, put a claim in, reorder. So,
wow.
and you know what happens when you do that? Put a claim in, reorder it. Guess what happens when that old or the new order shows up? The old order shows up with it.
Oh,
Come
nice.
in the
So
same. You know how
doubled
many
up.
times that's happened?
Oh,
Literally, they both come on the same truck on the same day.
yeah. Yeah, look what we found in the back of the warehouse.
Well, but it's like if you hadn't hedged, like it wouldn't have shown. But it's because you reordered it. It will show up with the other one. It just drives me nuts. Like, God damn it.
Oh, too much. Oh, there's your thumbnail. Live now, Brick Maniac. I just refreshed my YouTube screen because I need to go back to my YouTube because I need to get a share link to include. And yet again, my snups went out. This is just a pain in the ass to use. I mean, don't they know who I am? I'm like the #1 user of the damn app.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there was a way for me to force it. And it's a 503 service error, and that's just not a good thing. No server is available to handle the requests. Like, that's just not good.
That's
And
not good.
direct one isn't working. Delete that. Nope. Of course, massive refreshing
So
isn't doing anything this second.
check this out.
Oh, let me see. Where are you? There we go.
So you have to put these two halves together.
Hey, Mama Lego.
It's just plates bunched together.
Yep.
And then you just got this connection here.
Oh, yeah. Low,
this
high.
connection here. This connection here holding it together. But look at the gap.
Yeah. I'm not sure what you could do to correct that.
Yeah. I'm wondering. I'm going to take it apart for a second. Whether you could put a
Oh, Mama Lego didn't like
pin
What
in
If.
there.
She didn't like What If.
It was okay, but yeah, that's about it.
Oh, this is horrible.
Hmm.
HTTPS.
I don't know if there's anything I can put in there.
And the worst part is if you refresh over and over and over, some servers will think you're trying to do a denial of service attack. So then they just start blocking you.
Right.
And like I refresh and I try and get it working on the phone. Actually, it's funny. It'll work on one and not the other sometimes. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
it works and updates on the phone, but yeah, the website.
I don't think there's going to be a workaround for that.
What, to try and fill that gap?
Yeah, to try and snug that gap up. Like the where is it? So in that piece, those holes are deep.
Yeah.
I thought Technic pin, but they're not quite deep enough. Maybe if I snipped a black Technic pin.
Yeah, if you take a little bit off a pin, you might do like not a black one, maybe even just a small blue. Do you have the small half-size blue ones?
Oh yeah.
If you stick one or two in there, you might find it may not close it up, but it'll stop it from moving.
Yeah,
I'm going to try something different. I'm going to launch Snups in a different browser. Ooh, I wonder if there's an issue with Chrome. I mean, I love Chrome, but no. Trying to log in gives me the service error. So Snups is just having issues.
they're typical problems.
Yeah, and it you know what? And it's always this time of year because I was looking back at my last really big issues last fall, September-ish. And I actually went and checked the Whois registry entries, and sure enough, August 20-something, I think, is the end of their current lease. And it's like, oh, this is just going to be bad.
Yeah.
And I'm spending this time again trying to update it. Well, at least I know it's not a browser problem. Because it's like, nope. That's not working here at all. Send this page, create a QR code for this page. Oh, that's neat. I'm going to have to try that sometime. Oh, wow. I could take a picture of it, post it.
Yes.
So she's gonna take another shot at it when it comes back. You know, when I was a kid though, What If didn't last all that long. I can't remember how many issues there was. I mean, they probably did multiple series over the years, but at least when I was reading the books, What If was never anything I had to have each month. I mean, there was some cool stories and concepts and stuff, but like, what if a different character became the Hulk? Okay, I get it. That sounds cool. But then the next month would be something that didn't interest me, so there's no reason to buy it every month.
Right.
And then a lot of what I found was they were using What If, yeah, and they could tell some interesting stories, but they're usually using it to test a new writer and a new artist. You give them because they were one-off issues almost always. I don't think there was ever a multi-part story. So, you know, you got a new writer who comes into Marvel in New York at the time, and you want to give them something that's safe to do. You don't want to give them the actual character and the actual storyline that he could screw up. Hey, we'll give you this, and it's imaginary. You can't screw up the Marvel universe. Go for it. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah.
And, you know, some good stuff came out of that. Yeah, the graphics are cool. From what I saw, that's cel-shaded animation, and if that's what it is, that's kind of cool. Definitely a different style. The witch, it's visible. Look at that. I move everything, but that witch is still visible. Here, I'll put it where you can't see it. No, you can still see it there.
See, and I think I have that witch too, and it was part of was it the Toys R Us thing? If you bought something at Toys R Us and then you got it cheap or whatever. I don't know
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got this from Brad because it was just, you know, remember I didn't go to the sale, so it's like he told me how to look at everything he was basically going to put on the sale anyway, and so yeah, this was one of the things, and I figured my wife would like that, and sure enough, she did. Actually, I'll have to get that photography done as soon as I can, and once I get my snups working.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't feel like moving too far forward if I can't update it. I can do it on the phone, but it's like,
That's a piss off.
See, it updated on the phone. Oh, let me see. So you did something. What did you do?
Well,
you haven't fixed it.
Yeah, I can't get anything that'll quite fit just right.
Because I would think that if you took the half height pin, it'll stud, you know, and you use that tiny little end, it'll stud into one side, and then the rest of the pin will sit into the other tube.
It won't go quite far enough down. I would have to maybe snip a bit off it or something.
Oh, for sure. I would think.
Yeah, too bad Lego didn't make a double stud or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Mega,
That'd be perfect.
They love their double-sided stud stuff.
Like just even a one, actually it would be perfect. Would be a 1x1 round.
Yeah.
That had the stud on each side. That would just.
I wonder. I'm curious here. Do I have any Mega floating around? Okay, no, that's Chinese Lego. Let's see. I love these clear cups. I put everything in clear cups. That's Lego. That's not the Chinese stuff. Or the Mega. Where the hell? Again, the corner of shame fails me. I can't find what I'm looking for. That's why I'm probably going to have to go back to the library style of putting these sets in. Because, you know, putting the display boxes sideways is great, but it's killing my space.
Yeah.
In the case of the Mega stuff, I actually have different sets behind them, like smaller ones. But yeah, it's. I'll take a look through my extra parts tomorrow on the Mega stuff. They won't be that hard to find, and I'll see if there's something that's studded on both sides. But yeah, I would think though the easiest thing to do is just take that pin, snip it, and make that work. Like here, yeah, because I'm looking at my gray one here for. Actually, this was from that garden set. Now that I think about it, but it's exactly the same as the Lego. Like it's 1-to-1. Yeah, I would just.
Right there.
Yeah, so what I would do if you're saying it's too long, like it would fit, but it's too long, I cut the trim off the end bit by bit, and then if you find that the length was good, but then it would slide on the one side that you snipped, wrap it with one tiny piece of tape or a half piece of tape or something.
Oh, just
that.
so you get some tension on it.
Yeah, because
so it'll grab in the hole. Yeah, because like as it is, the pin will go in, but it's somewhat loose. Like it's not getting that clutch.
So there's your solution: either masking tape or packing tape, or even the plastic from Lego packages. All of that pretty much will, because you're just adding to the thickness of the pin.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's all you need to get the right fit. Because for sure, with some of the Mega block sets, especially the older ones, where I wanted something to sit tighter, that's what I did. Because you can't tell; it's not glue. I could remove it if I really had to. That bat and the house were okay. Like the house better. The bat and the house.
Oh, was it a promo?
Oh, yeah.
Promo set?
Oh, the new owl set. See, she's not an HP, or you mean a little like the Brickheads type stuff, or the seasonal sets? We might even have it. But if you're talking about that new owl set, the HP ones, like she's not an HP fan. Neither am I, but that new owl set's amazing. I need to find a way to make that work. Flip some of these sets now. I don't know.
See, it's
beautiful.
There was a couple of Harry Potter sets that are on set with that. Is it the Astronomy Tower?
One of the castles
off.
Yeah, one of the castles that's $140 is like $100 all over the place right now.
And you know what? It actually looks cool, but it's like, yeah, I'm not getting into that now too.
I avoided it before, and then it came back, and there wasn't a lot to get me into it. The handful of sets that I do have now are only because they were on clearance. But never mind, so I should pull that down. That shouldn't be in my personal collection. Yeah, I mean, nice stuff, just not for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to get into the HP. I don't want to learn about why he does what he does. I just look at it as it's a story of these kids who can't get laid. I don't know. I mean, I haven't read the books or nothing, but 7 movies, and I mean, do they ever hook up? I mean, or does a girl go from boy to boy in each movie? I don't know. I mean, and is it weird to think that she gets kind of cute as she gets older? I don't.
Yeah.
Because it was.
It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen. She grew up making movies. Look at Mama. And you know what's funny? the careers of all of them, I mean, they don't need to work. I'm sure none of them need to work. But even Radcliffe, like, I'm not too thrilled with most of his movie projects since. And what have the other actors done? I mean,
Yeah, like not a whole
but
lot.
like I said though, they probably don't need to. You know?
You know what? What's his name? Hans Gruber from Die Hard. Like,
Oh,
I had no idea. Like, he was Professor Snape or whatever in Harry Potter movies. I didn't know he had died.
oh,
I'm like, what? Yeah, he's been gone a few years. Had no idea. It
oh,
was like I loved him as an actor.
oh. He did so much good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dude, because I watched a video where they're like going through all these actors and ones that had like there was quite a few actually in that movie series that passed away at some point through the 8 movies or whatever.
Oh.
And yeah, he popped up and was like, no, really? This sucks.
Yeah.
One thing I had noticed
Alan
is
Rickman. Yeah,
Alan
Mo's
Rickman.
right. Yeah, we're all getting older, man. All of our heroes are going.
Yippee ki
I mean, when I watched whatever that most recent Bruce Willis movie on Prime or at Netflix was, like, what a disappointment. I mean, I love sci-fi. I even love bad science fiction. I have a huge tolerance for it.
Yeah,
But then to see him do these movies, and it's like, okay, there's 2 or 3 other stars I recognize, and they're all B-level kind of direct-to-video kind of stars. Okay, I get it. This is what he does these days. He collects his check, makes his $1 million or $500,000, puts in his 2 or 3 weeks making whatever movie, because it's never a lot of time on the screen for him in these movies now.
yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I can't believe I just sat through another Bruce Willis movie when, oh, my camera just did its thing again. I'm audio only, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I literally watched it go out too. It's like, what? Oh, let's see if I can play with it here. This is gonna be ridiculous. What testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that all works. Okay, so let's play the game of switch the cameras and see if the other ones will come on. And I kind of figured out what the problem is. So if there's an internet hiccup on my end,
Yeah.
my tab goes out for half a second, right? Because I see a pause on you, I see a pause on me. And it's enough that it takes out the camera's connection or StreamYard's connection to my camera. Just long enough to be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'll do? I will exit and re-enter. Maybe.
Okay.
Is that the easiest way? Remove from stream or stop. Okay, maybe I'll try stopping it and starting it.
Bye, Rick. 4.
Shazam.
And you're back.
And I'm back.
I reached the limit of
She's not.
headset.
Wow, that's loud. I almost have to take it off. Ow. And unfortunately, oh wow, that's loud. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll turn mine as low as I can. But see, now I'm stuttering because I'm hearing myself.
Mama Lego's got a big B-Day next week.
The big 6-0, 5-0,
If you live
3-0.
closer, we could give you the bumps. You know, that's something that was always a thing growing up. Getting the bumps.
Yep.
And I've thought of it a few times, but Chantel won't let me do it. I wanted to get the bumps. He would no, he would freak. He wouldn't like it. That was always a thing.
Hello. Oh, you know what?
Yeah, that's not bad though. I can hear you okay.
Yeah, okay. So this one was on me when I jumped out, I think, and I created a new tab. Yeah, like I said, canceling doesn't work, and sure enough, it didn't. There we go.
Did it just reset some of your settings?
No, not at all. It's just I still had the old, when I stepped out, that tab was still open, and then I used your link to make a new tab. Didn't even think the old one was there. And I saw the little audio icon on it. It's like, oh, okay. Because honestly, once you start, it's funny because you can get monitoring headphones with the sole purpose of listening to yourself. Musicians use them all the time. Yeah. I can't function with that coming back in. You remember when we did all the testing back on the OBS days?
Yeah.
I had all those cameras, all those mics, and it's like, oh, it was killing me because you just end up feeling like you're drunk and slurring your speech.
Oh, I know. I know we tried working through that a few times, and like having that feedback come back through. It's like when you're talking to someone on the phone, and they're trying to talk like it's playing through their Bluetooth in their vehicle or whatever. Yeah. They got to turn the radio down a little bit, and all you can hear is you hear yourself playing back about 2 seconds lag, and you have to start speaking like a couple words and stop. Before you start up. Otherwise,
I'm running into the same problem. It's like, when I'm hearing myself, like my brain just comes to a screeching halt. I can't process that audio. I'm getting confused far too easily. Well, I think my updating of snups on the computer has come to an end tonight because it's just not behaving.
It's being the bee.
Yeah. I mean, there's other things I can try too, using a different DNS server, because that could always be a problem. But it's like, oh man, because actually, if I do that, I will disconnect from you, and that's a pain too.
Right.
I don't know if you know what a DNS server is, but basically,
no.
Okay, so all internet websites, it's all basically digital numbers, but we know them as words, google.com, cnn.com, stuff that's relatable. Yeah. Well, basically, DNS is domain name services. It's basically a translation thing. So it could take the real word, translate it to the dummy numbers that you could never remember. And that's how you get your connection to a site. Yeah. Well, your cable provider or whoever's giving you your internet, they tend to provide your DNS a lot. Or you can use Google DNS, which tends to be fast. Chances are if we're using Chrome, we probably are using Google DNS anyway, even if we don't know it. But there's other people who provide free DNS services. Also, some of those protection things you see online, like anti-fraud internet type services or ones that won't let you go onto bad websites, a lot of them will use their own domain name services. So what you'll do is you'll key in their 4 digits so that your web browser always goes to their name server, and then that server could provide you with a white list of good sites and prevent you from hitting other ones. And some of those services even allowed you to add sites to it, so you can make your home network childproof. You don't you don't want the kids accessing a certain naughty site. Yeah. You could update the whitelist and blacklist, and they'll never get to it. Now, without knowing how to circumvent your DNS setup, and that's usually not going to be too easy for the kids, even though the kids are smart. But that's one of the first things I figured out a long time ago when both like the school using the school computer, and they didn't want us to access anything outside of 2 or 3 key sites.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they had locked things down, but if I use a different domain name server, I could circumvent that usually pretty easy. It's like, oh, and of course, their IT people never block that out generally because
Yeah.
a lot of them don't even realize there was alternatives or options. The default is usually what most of the world runs on. But there's definitely benefits. Like the Google one is actually very fast. And if you were to go on Google and search Google DNS, and like say for your Windows computer, it'll tell you the two popular ones that they have that are simple, fast, and easy to set up. And then you forget that you even have it. But once in a while you encounter a site, maybe it's a banking site or something else that may not like Google's DNS.
Yeah.
Because some people might be thinking you're trying to circumvent something, which isn't really true usually. You just want faster.
Yeah.
Because some of these servers are, they're as old as the internet, going back to the ARPANET days, and they're just wretched slow. Or they're and some of the servers are in countries that have not updated their backbone. And yeah, look, this is just not updating for me at all.
So this goes in here.
Yeah, just for giggles, let's try the Opera web browser. I've not run that in a while. See, some of these alternative web browsers, I mean, they were so good for so long because they were faster, this and that, but then they all got greedy and wanted to come up with interesting ways. Okay, now see, I run in that browser, at least I get this page, and then nothing. It's like one step closer, but still nothing.
Yeah. So
What if I put my direct link?
I think I reached my stopping point anyway for the night, but
Oh yeah?
but
Quit Opera, yes. You are useless.
but yeah, everyone can. That's the gap I gotta see if I can fix.
Crazy glue. No,
Yeah.
no.
Craggle. One dab will do ya.
I think if you take a couple extra pins, chew them up a little bit with the little nippers, and then if it's still loose, wrap it with one piece of tape or cellophane.
Yeah.
And keep adding it until you feel enough resistance that it won't be loose or even hopefully closes the gap even.
Yeah, I might pop a couple of these apart, and that might be something I'll play around with off stream.
Yeah.
See what I can do. Oh, ouch. Yeah. Now, next bag, I build. It looks like I build the whole big wing. The main wing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. By the looks of it.
Your device needs to restart.
Yeah.
This is an HP laptop. It is so annoying. It has updates for hardware and all the other garbage in it and firmware like once or twice a week. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's great. It's never given me an issue, but it's perpetually got an update thing, and I let it run once or twice a week. And these insignificant little updates that are supposed to help me, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this thing's going to grow exponentially here on the next stream because it's going to go from that to that.
Nice.
Once I get the wing on there. So.
You still good for 9 p.m. Friday Eastern?
I think so.
Okay. When I wake up tomorrow, it's probably by lunchtime my time. I'll put up a link and add.
Yeah. Once noon my time.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been up for 6 hours.
Yeah. Well, no, that's it. I absolutely don't have to get up. So
yeah.
Although my wife's gonna go, no, your mother is coming at 9. Oh, yeah. Get up.
Time to clean.
Yeah. No, they were doing that tonight already. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll see you,
I'm
Mama Lego. Thanks for popping in. We were running solo there for a while.
yeah.
Lost all our viewers, but I'm enjoying
Blue.
this so far. Mr. Blue,
Yep.
the one and the only.
Well,
That man is everywhere.
yeah, everywhere I go, it's like, well, that's the thing. It's like, good evening, Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
We meet again.
Yeah. Oh, funny seeing you here. It's usually
Yeah, well, it's kind of been a running joke,
Yeah.
I got called on the Shazam thing tonight in one stream I jumped onto. They go, take that DC shit out of here. I go, well, actually, I'm a Marvel guy, but once I started doing that and it got a reaction, now it's expected.
Yeah.
It's like my calling card now, and I can't really stop. Oh well.
It was funny for a while there. Whenever I went on Jazz stream, I'd type "Boom Shakalaka," which is from the NBA Jam game.
Yep.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while. I kind of forgot. I haven't done it in a while.
Oh. I was so happy when I figured out I could put a lightning bolt in front of Shazam. It just made it all the better. It's like, it doesn't show up on everyone's streams for some reason, but it shows up enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for sitting in with me.
Oh, no, anytime.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you again in the next stream.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Peace.
And